good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. It's that time when I get on and talk to you guys. This program is all about finances. The goal, the mission of this program is to educate, to empower, to elevate those who are looking to get financial freedom, financial independence, just to know a little bit more about finances. And today is the second week of school. So we're going to have a back to school edition, right? So because we have to think of the kids as well when it comes to financial planning. It's a whole family matter, right? So the kids are involved as well. So as I've stated many times before, financial planning should be part of your planning, for your life, for your family. It is not an afterthought. It is not something secondary. We should be planning, right? So if we lack of planning, we are failing to plan, right? So if you don't have a plan, we are failing to plan. So, and we need to have that in place. Just like beginning of the year, you have your resolution list, you have your vision board. Finances should be part of your vision board. And of course, today, we are live on Instagram as well. So welcome my Instagram families. So I know you guys haven't seen me in a while. I am not incognito. I have not quit. I will not quit quitting. It's not an option. So I took a break from social media. I'm back. So I am here to empower, to elevate, to talk about finances. My name is Daniella Noel. I am a licensed financial broker. I currently reside in Florida. So, of course, I'm licensed in Florida and many other states. I am able to help families in all 50 states. So don't feel left out. If you are not in Florida, wherever you at, I can help you. I can consult you. And everything I do for my client is complimentary. So I never charge you. If you want to pay me, since I'm going to be doing such a great job for you, hey, by all means, but I never charge my clients, right? So those institutions that I'm contracted with pay me to serve you, right? So we are here to serve. We are here to enlighten and empower, elevate you to that next level of financial education, financial literacy. So this program is all about financial literacy. Again, hey, my returning viewers, thank you. Thank you for your commitment. I know you ask for me when you don't see me. I am here. I'm always here for you. So I need you guys to reach out to me as well, because I want to know what you want to hear more about. I do not want to just come and talk to you. I need you to give me some feedback. Tell me what you want more of, and I will make sure I deliver that to you. Again, school is back in session for, I guess, the southern states. Florida started last week, right? So we're going to have a back to school session. As a financial broker, I educate families how to prepare, how to plan. Also, if you have kids, whether it is your kids, your niece, cousin, adopted, whoever, if you have a child in your life, and you are one of those who do financial planning, so hey, we don't know what the kid's gonna do when they graduate high school, but we do need to have a plan in place in case they want to go to college, right? College, we say it's not for everyone, but it's a decision we have to let the kids make, let them go through the trials and tribulations. I have one particular young lady, had the chance to go to college, didn't finish, and almost 40, it's really hard to get a job. So now, almost 40, she's going back to school to get a degree, right? Some people, they are creative, they are able to build their own businesses, and they can do without college. But some of us, we need that degree, right? So we have to plan for the kids. In our community, Black and Brown, we are always behind, whereas our counterparts or the informed, right? Those who are informed about the proper planning, proper financial literacy, financial education, which can be passed on from generations to generation, but you can go out there and learn it. Connecting with someone like me, following someone like me, you can learn a thing or two about financial literacy, financial planning, right? But those who are informed are planning 3 generations. But a lot of us in the Black and Brown community, we are always behind the 8 ball. Our kids, they are scrambling when they get ready to go to college. They have to get those student loans, a lot of debt getting out of college, right? So it hinders your success. I personally, my success, financial success, has been hindered by student loans, right? Because I have a ton of them. So that's why I keep going, delaying, deferring. But that's still a monkey on your back. We still have to pay that eventually, right? Otherwise, it's going to get locked up. Our family may have to pay for it because it's a debt that we signed. We said we're going to pay, right? So why don't we have a plan for our kids when that time comes for them to go to college, right? We don't want to wait till they are 15, 16, 17, or when it's time to go to college to figure, what are we going to do to pay tuitions? Because we can give our kids a hand up, a leg up by having a plan in place for them to give them that stability in school so that they can learn and not be worrying about financial debt, right? Some kids don't want to go to college because they are thinking about the debt they are going to incur, right? But as responsible parents, responsible uncles, grandmas, grandpas, we are going to put a plan in place for that child, whether he or she goes to college, right? So, what are the options you have if you have a child and you want to set up a plan? So, most common is the 529 or prepaid for whatever state you're in. But we have good intentions, but a lot of times we really don't know how those plans work, right? Our coworker said, I set up a 529 for my kid. Hey, you're going to set up a 529 because you care, right, for your kids. And I totally understand. I totally get it, right? So I applaud you for setting up that 529, that prepaid plan. But did you read the fine prints? Do you really truly understand how that plan works? Now, let me tell you, you need to go back and read the fine prints, right? Some 529 plans that you may have set up for your kids, guess what? If you live in New York and your kids want to come to Sunshine State, Florida, guess what? It may not be transferable. It may be null and void because some of those plans, you cannot go cross state. Bummer, right? Everybody should come experience spring break in Miami, right? Everybody should come and experience the sunshine, going to school in Florida. But let me tell you, if the 529 plan that you have, right, may not be transferable. So what are you going to do if your kid wants to come to Florida and you live in New York? Guess what? You'll be out of luck, right? So your kid has to stay in a state that he or she does not favor because you have no option. You cannot transfer it, right? And also, so 529, so it is a mutual fund. It is in the market. You would have no guarantee. So if the market does well, you may get some interest, you may get growth. Because the way to build wealth is the ability to grow your money, right? And the best way to grow your money is compounded interest, is through compounded interest. The 529 does not offer you compounded interest. So you may say, what is compounded interest? Compounded interest is your ability, your privilege, right? Your rights to get interest on top of your interest. And guess what? If you are in a variable strategy, variable vehicle, those things are vehicles, right? To get you to a destination. What you need to ask yourself, is that the right vehicle for the destination that I want to reach, right? The 529, yes, it's a great tool, but do you understand it? Is it really going to get you to your destination? If the market doesn't do well, you don't get any interest on the 529, So your money is not growing. There are some plans, they may offer you a guaranteed, but again, it's not matching. The compounding interest is not growing compounded. And if the market is not doing well, you have no guarantee. Again, and you have to pay taxes. So here's the other thing. Here's the biggest thing about 529 that people don't realize. If you have a 529, you have to use it before your kid can qualify for financial aid, for grants, right? They may get scholarships, but anything that is government driven, you have to use your 529 first because they see it as assets, right? You have to report it to IRS because you are getting interest on that 529. And what I've seen since I've been doing this, many people have the 529s, but they do not know how it really works. So what I always encourage my client is to read the terms and conditions. So I know they give you like a stack of 50 pages of 50-page document. Who got time? But you know what? When it's time for you to utilize it, you're going to have the time to read the terms and conditions. So I am encouraging you, whatever contract that you are getting into, read the fine prints because you do not want to wait 10, 15 years later for you to find out, oh, if I don't use it for my kid, if my kid chooses not to go to college, I'm going to lose the money. I'm going to be penalized. I'm going to be taxed. Why do that? Read the fine print, know what you have so that you can leverage the strategy properly and to make sure that it is getting you to the right destination, right? It is not bad to have a 529, but know what to expect, know how to leverage it. At the end of the day, are you going to be at loss? Is it really gonna get you the tuition that you need for your kids, right? Can it be transferable? Again, the biggest hindrance about the 529 is that you have to use it first, right? Because it's an asset. Just like if you are old, if you're an elderly or if you are in a nursing home, you need long-term care. If you have assets, you have to deplete your assets. And you can have no more than $2,000 in total assets. So be mindful where you're putting your money. Is it putting you at risk? Is it going to handicap you from getting proper benefits later on? Whether it's the scholarship, the FAFSA, the grants for your kids, because you have a 529. They want you to use your money first. They need you to deplete your funds before they can help you out. So you may say, okay, Daniella, I don't have a 529. I don't have a prepaid. Okay, what's the, okay, now that I've heard a little bit about the 529 and the prepaid, what's the alternative? Hey, I'm glad you asked, right? So many people don't know, again, when we hear the word insurance, right, we freak out because it is a taboo conversation. I have a little visitor. Oh my God. Hey, baby. It's his birthday. Happy birthday. Okay. Gigi's and Tim. Go, go, go. Hey, that's what happens when you have grandkids. They happen, right? So he's covered. He turns 3 today. He already has his plan in place, right? Gigi's going to make sure that her grandkids, my grandkids are set. So turns 3 and he's already set on his way. Whether he wants to go to college, he'll have the money. Okay, no problem. Anyway, so when we hear life insurance and we panic, sometimes you may even black me out. Don't black me out, please. Don't black me out. Let me tell you, it is not a curse word. It is not. It is something that you need to get to learn, to understand, to know how to leverage, right? Just like you leverage the 529 for college planning. Do you know that, life insurance is a vehicle as well that you can leverage? Not only when you die. I think that's the biggest myth. The biggest myth about life insurance is that, I have to wait till I die for somebody else to benefit. I'm here to tell you, no, that is so old. That has changed. So I need you guys to understand, and that's the purpose of this, to bring light to the insurance industry, to the financial space when it comes to insurance. I tell you guys every time, I do not need you to like it. It's not religion, it's not politics. Get to know it. Understand how to leverage life insurance. Life insurance can be utilized, can be leveraged, right? As your own bank, as your own investment. It's not an investment product because it's not in the market, but you can leverage it as, right? Savings. Many investors are leveraging life in the proper life insurance strategy, right? To build wealth, use it, leverage it, use their money twice to increase their portfolio. So when we talk about life insurance, it's a way, it's a vehicle that you can leverage to diversify your financial portfolio. Now, a lot of times people say, okay, I'm diversified. But when you really look, they are diversified, but in the same bucket. Come on. If everything is in the market, if your growth is driven by what the market does, regardless how 50 different paths you have, it's still in the same bucket. So that's not diversification. Okay. So diversification, yeah, you have some in the market and you have some that is protected, some that is conservative, that is not driven by market. And the market is affected by what people say, what people do, current events, right? So we need to be mindful of what vehicles that we are using. Life insurance, yes, life insurance can be leveraged to secure financial education, to secure your kids' tuition, right? You can leverage it as a college plan. Guess what? Here's the biggest thing. It is not considered asset. Guess what? You don't have to report it to IRS. The 529 you do, because they're going to tax you on that little interest that they give you, right? So 529 does not get reported to IRS. Did you know that life insurance income? Yes. You say, oh, you get income from life insurance? Yeah, it's money coming to your bank account, so it is income. Guess what? To date, life insurance is the only income that is not taxed. Did you know that? So when you pass and you leave $2-3 million to your family, guess what? They don't report it. It is a tax-free asset, tax-free income that is passed on to your family. I hope that you are clapping, right? So you have to ask yourself why the informed, right, are stacking so much money into a life insurance strategy to pass on to their family. That's their legacy, tax-free legacy, tax-free wealth. So if you did know, thank you, Polly, for joining. First time seeing you. How you doing, my friend? Thank you for hopping on. So tax-free wealth. So you don't report it to IRS. And guess what? Since you don't report it to IRS, it's not considered assets. Guess what? It does not interfere with FAFSA, so your kids can still qualify for FAFSA, for grant, scholarship, because guess what? It's money that's in your bank account. They don't know that it exists. So your kids, you can leverage it. Again, let me tell you how the informed leverage the life insurance account for their kids' college planning. So again, a lot of times we say, oh, so-and-so graduate with no debt is because that they have a plan in place. Guess what? So you have money in your IUL, in your insurance plan, insurance vehicle for your kids. So the informed, guess what? They're not putting their kids in dormitory. That money, you can use it for whatever. Guess what? They are buying an apartment, a house that they can sublease to other kids in the area. So that income, guess what? They use it to pay their college tuition. That you already showing the kids how to build wealth. We know real estate is one of the tools to build wealth. Some people truly simply believe in real estate. Yes, it's good. But when you combine with life insurance, It's the perfect combination, perfect marriage, right? Leverage what you have saved for your kids, right? Leveraging life insurance. We are talking about the right life insurance, cash value insurance plan that you can take money out. You don't get penalized. You don't get asked what it's for because you can use it for whatever. You don't get taxed, right? So again, leveraging cash value life insurance as your college tuition, as your college planning for your kids. Now, you may say, okay, how much that's going to cost? Depends how much you want, how old the kid is. Now, what I encourage my families, my clients, guess what? Every year, Uncle Sam, right? I think that's the one time Uncle Sam favors us, right? Give you a refund for your kids. Guess what? You don't have to go spend it on a new TV for Super Bowl. You don't have to go spend it on a trip. Put it for good use. Set it up for your kids. Even if you don't take the whole thing, $100. So historically, we've seen that if you take a newborn, fresh cracked baby, right, fresh out of the oven, and you set up such a strategy for that child, you're putting $100 a month. Almost all of us can do $100, into a saving plans for our kids. Some of us are doing more. So fresh out of the oven baby, newborn, putting $100 a month away in a strategy that's giving you an average of 7% interest, right? The Index Universal Life for the past 15, 20 years has been giving an average of 8%. So to be conservative, we do 7%, right? So at the age of 65, let's say that your child, or you had enough money, they had enough scholarship, they didn't use the money for college. By the age of 65, it's well over $1 million, which is why we call that plan $1 million plan, baby $1 million plan. Because if you start saving for your kids when they are born, by the age of 65, which they can use as a nice little retirement. How many of us can say, okay, at the age of 65, okay, we have a plan in place that's going to give us $1 million? Not many of us. Very, very few of us can say that. Okay, let's be honest. Let's be real, right? So we call it baby $1 million plan because it has shown by putting $100 away for your child when they under one, at the age of 65, they have well over $1 million. So why would you not set up your kids for success? They don't have to be worrying about student loans, right? Again, if you have a plan in place where you can take that money out, buy an investment property that can bring income, they use the income to pay their college tuition, they will thank you. There'll be one less thing for them to worry about, right? Again, you can use it for whatever. So let's say they do not want to go to college. They want to open a Starbucks. They want to go into business, a franchise. It can be leveraged for whatever they want. And guess what? No penalty. Whereas the 529, if you set it up for college, and that's what it is, it's a college plan vehicle. If you don't use it for college, guess what? They're gonna penalize you. Why waste your money? Why give your money to Uncle Sam, right? Why when you have an alternative? Again, the prepaid, read your fine prints. Some you cannot transfer, you cannot go interstate. You have to stay in the state they were open, they were created. Now, the second thing that as part of financial planning for your kids, back to school, this is one of the times where we have a lot of accidents. Unfortunately, our kids do get hurt. They get sick. They pass away, unfortunately. Now, no one wants, I don't even want to think about it, but life happens. What do you have in place if something should happen to your kids, right? That you don't have to do a GoFundMe. I've seen many GoFundMes for kids, and it hurts. It hurts. If you cannot put away $100, if you cannot put away $75, you can do 20, you can do 30, you can get a life insurance plan to protect your kids. They need it too. And it's something that you're giving them in case life happens, but also our kids are getting sick at a much earlier age. All of the sickness adults are getting, they are getting them too. We had 2 years ago, we had a 5-year-old boy who went to sleep, didn't wake up. After many months, the autopsy showed the 5-year-old died of heart attack. Now we can sit here and debate what could have caused it. A 5-year-old, that's unusual. Yeah, that was unusual at some point, but now it's happened very often, right? More often than it should. So why not put a plan in place, whether it is for college planning? You can leverage it for college planning. You can leverage it for opening their business. How about car? Many of us are looking to give our kids that first car at 16, 17, 18. You don't have to go to the bank, get a loan. You don't have to be scrambling your head or get them a hoopty that they don't want to drive anyway. So set up a plan, have a plan in place that you can leverage. You can leverage that money to buy your kids their first car, right? Send them off to college on a great note, right? Because appearance matter. As women, I want to admit it, right? Driving up to the school in that spanking brand new car, that Camaro or that Charger, whatever, makes a difference. It boosts their confidence as well, right? So have a plan in place for your kids if they should pass. Unfortunately, kids die at a young age too. We have kids dying. You don't have to do a GoFundMe. What we're seeing GoFundMe is not because that, they don't know, right? So we're thinking, okay, no, if I set up an insurance for my kid, they're going to die. No, please don't have that kind of mindset. That is a poor mindset. Have a plan in place for your kids. If they should get sick, you can leverage it, right? The kids have some living benefits as well on their plan. Leverage it if they get sick, if they pass away. You don't have to be asking, begging for somebody, to bury your kid. And college planning, right? Great gift. They're getting married. They can leverage that money for their wedding. Again, setting up the insurance plan for your kids, you can leverage for whatever life brings, right? The life changing, whether it is school, first car, buying them an apartment, setting them up for success, and not wait till they're 17 or 18 or 35 after college getting their first home. You can help your kids be successful in life by setting a strategy that can be leveraged for whatever in life. Again, yes, you can get a life insurance plan for your kids. So again, how much? It will depend how much life insurance you want to buy and what is the purpose, right? Like yesterday, a friend of mine, she was complaining to me how she got a $50,000 plan for $40. Guess what? And now she's saying, after talking to me, she could have done so much better. We do not believe in giving that low face amount. Average, I want to keep my kids $150,000 was $50K. That's not much you can do with that. And she could have gotten well over $100K for that $50. I think her daughter was 9 at the time. Again, shop around, talk to different brokers. Not because I'm your friend, you need to stay with me, because if I'm not giving you the right product, if I am not doing well by you, go somewhere else. But she could have done much better with that $50,000 policy, whether it's for an adult, unless it's a final expense. And we don't do those. I don't do those. So, because remember, life insurance is a way to protect. It's a belt you're putting around your liabilities. It is to cover your debt, right? If you are an adult and you have a $50,000 policy that may be a term, call me, text me, or reach out to me on, I am live on Instagram, hey Instagram, or DM me. Again, I never charge. It's free, 99 to all my customers. So if you have a plan, if you have an insurance strategy, you don't know what it's doing for you. What I encourage my clients, you need to do those annual reviews to make sure that the plan you signed up for is still good. Like my friend, she said she regretted she didn't get $100,000. Now she can't go back and change it, right? The kids are getting sick. Once you have a diagnosis, one thing I need you guys, parents, to be mindful. Once you have a diagnosis, on your kid's record. It will be hard. So if you have a child and there's no diagnosis, anyone on the spectrum or any mental diagnosis, get coverage, because once you have those diagnoses, it could be hard. ADHD, if you have that, it hurts me when I get a denial for ADHD. Unfortunately, it's a business and they see you as a liability. They see the child as a liability. So get coverage before you become a liability. Okay? So please take heed to the message. Get a plan in place for your kids, whether it's just insurance to cover their health, because if they have a diagnosis, they will be at risk of being denied. College planning, it's a great alternative to 529 and prepaid plan because it's a tax-free account. You grow your money tax-free and you take it out tax-free. If they don't go to college, you do not get penalized. You can use it for whatever you want. Whereas the 529, if you didn't use it for college, you're going to lose that money. You're going to be taxed. You're going to be dinged. So again, this was my back to school special edition. I hope that, you learned something new. Again, I welcome your comments. I welcome your feedback. I need to know what you want to hear, what you want to learn more about. Again, thank you for your time. The episode has come to an end. I will see you next week. So I am looking forward to seeing you. Thank you very much and good night. Bye-bye. Implement, right? So I hope that you guys have a high IQ implementation quotation, right? So why learn and you don't implement? So let's implement. Look into that. You have a kid in your life, look into a plan that you can set up for them that they can leverage for whatever in life. Thank you very much. Looking forward to serving you. Bye-bye.